The year was 1945. World War II, a conflict that had engulfed the globe, was nearing its end. The Axis powers were crumbling, but Japan fought on with fierce resistance. In a decision that would change the course of history, the United States, under President Harry S. Truman, unleashed a new and terrifying weapon, the atomic bomb. On August 6, 1945, an American B-29 bomber, the Enola Gay, dropped a uranium bomb, codenamed Little Boy, on Hiroshima. The city, a major industrial center and military port, was instantly devastated. 3 days later, Nagasaki, another strategic port city, was struck by Fat Man, a plutonium bomb. The devastation caused by these bombs was unlike anything the world had ever seen. Tens of thousands of people were killed instantly, and many more would die in the following days, weeks, and years from radiation sickness and long-term health effects. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki remained the only use of nuclear weapons in warfare. These events forced Japan's surrender on August 15, 1945, bringing an end to World War II. But the decision to use such a devastating weapon and the choice of targets remains a subject of intense debate and scrutiny to this day. President Truman's decision to use the atomic bombs was driven by a complex mix of factors. The war in the Pacific had been long and brutal, with heavy casualties on both sides. The Allied invasion of Okinawa just a few months before the bombings had resulted in a staggering number of casualties. American military planners estimated that an invasion of mainland Japan would result in millions of casualties, both American and Japanese. Truman, determined to end the war quickly and save American lives, saw the atomic bomb as a tragic but necessary tool to force Japan's unconditional surrender. The use of the atomic bomb was also a way to demonstrate American military might to the Soviet Union, which had emerged as a major power in the aftermath of the war. The Cold War was beginning, and the dropping of the atomic bomb served as a stark reminder of America's newfound power. Tokyo, the capital of Japan, might seem like the most obvious target for an atomic bomb. It was the center of Japanese government, industry, and culture. However, Tokyo had already been extensively firebombed by American forces earlier in the war. The devastating firebombing raids of March 9th and 10th, 1945, had killed an estimated 100,000 people and destroyed a large portion of the city. The destruction was so complete that many military planners believed that Tokyo no longer held the strategic value of other Japanese cities. Furthermore, some argued that bombing Tokyo would be seen as a direct attack on the emperor, a figure revered by the Japanese people. Fearing that this could lead to even more fanatical resistance and make a negotiated surrender impossible, Truman and his advisors decided to look for alternative targets. Section 4, Kyoto, the cultural jewel spared. Another potential target that was ultimately spared was Kyoto. Kyoto, the former imperial capital of Japan, was a city of immense cultural and historical significance. It was home to countless temples, shrines, and other cultural treasures, some dating back over 1,000 years. Secretary of War Henry L. Stimson, who had visited Kyoto in his younger years, argued passionately against bombing the city. He believed that destroying such a culturally significant city would be a tragic loss for humanity and could permanently damage relations between the United States and Japan in the post-war world. Stimson's arguments ultimately swayed Truman, and Kyoto was removed from the list of potential targets. To this day, Kyoto remains a testament to the power of cultural preservation in the face of war. Section 5, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Targets of Opportunity. The final decision of where to drop the atomic bombs was left to the Target Committee, a group of military and scientific advisors. They considered a number of factors, including the strategic value of the target, the potential for civilian casualties, and the likelihood that the bomb would have the desired psychological effect on Japan. Hiroshima, a major military port and industrial center, was chosen as the first target. Nagasaki, with its large shipyards and industrial facilities, was selected as the second target. Both cities were relatively untouched by previous bombing raids, which meant that the full destructive power of the atomic bombs would be evident. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki had a profound impact on Japan. The horrifying death toll and the threat of further attacks forced Emperor Hirohito to intervene and accept the Allied terms of surrender. On August 15, 1945, Japan surrendered, bringing an end to World War II. The decision to use atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki remains one of the most controversial in human history. While the bombings did bring a swift end to the war, the human cost was immeasurable. The legacy of Hiroshima and Nagasaki serves as a stark reminder of the horrors of nuclear war and the importance of pursuing peace.